Hey guys, it's Cheryl with Magical Melody, and I am here with my week 17, week 18, and 4-month post-op VSG update. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy January 5th at Tenova Healthcare with Dr. William Steele, and my highest weight was 250.4. Day of surgery, 241.4. The last time I came in at my week 15 and 16 update, I was 192.7. Last week at week 17, I was 192.2. So for the week, only a 5-pound loss. And for week 18, I was 190.8. So almost a 2-pound loss for the weeks, and I did not get to weigh in on my usual Thursday weigh-in. I weighed in Tuesday night late before I left out Wednesday morning, and I was 190.8. So I'm out of town right now. I have no clue what I weigh. That kind of scares me because I'm used to having the scale there to tell me where I'm at, to tell me how things are going, and I don't have anything. And I'll post at the end of this video sort of a travel haul and show you everything that I brought with me. But you know, when you're out of town, you eat out a lot, you know, it's different things like that. So far, I will say that I think I have made some pretty decent food choices. I have stayed away from high sugar items, and I feel like, done a pretty good job with picking the healthier things from off the menus. We had Mexican yesterday, and I got nachos. And the thing about this Mexican, it's not Tex-Mex, it's actual Mexican food. And they home make all their tortillas, all their tacos, shells, all their nacho chips and everything like that are all homemade. And the nachos had some marinated pork, cheese, sour cream, lettuce and tomato, and jalapeno peppers. So it also has some ceviche. And that's like lime juice with fish and shrimp, with some tomatoes, and some avocados, if you don't know what ceviche is. And they usually serve it on top of a cream tortilla. And this time, it was a homemade tortilla. So, you know, probably not the greatest, but not the worst either. So, yeah, and let me see. Last night my mom had made a pot roast and some carrots and potatoes, and today pork chops, squash, and one of those rice mixes. And I told her to only put like a tablespoon of rice on my plate because you know, I'm not really all that keen on adding rice at this point. And I mean, rice is just very carby and everything like that. So I just took like maybe a bite or two of rice. And I wasn't able to eat. She put a whole pork chop on my plate, and I couldn't even finish half of it. It's really amazing to see just how little I am eating now in comparison to what I was able to eat, because when we go out to eat, I noticed how little of an amount that I can actually eat, and I end up bringing back more than half of what I got at the restaurant. Which, I mean, I'm okay with that because I kind of just think about where I came from, you know what I'm saying? Where I used to be when I would be able to put all that away. And, you know, it's always an overkill amount of food whenever you go out to eat anywhere. They give you way, way, way too much. And if I always felt like that, I had a problem because I was like, I shouldn't be able to finish all that. But I could, before my surgery, I could finish all of it, and a lot of times not feel very guilty about it. You know, just not really even care. But in the back of my mind, I was like, "Geez, I have a serious problem. Why was I able to finish that amount of food?" Like, I just didn't feel normal at the same time. But anyway, month 4 went well, and I know that I'm very late on my month 4 surgiversary update. I don't even know why I'm trying to make this part of it, because at this point I'm already almost halfway through month 5. So it's just kind of pointless. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. I'm really happy with where I've been, and if you're following me on Instagram, you can see like my clothing updates, and stuff like that. The same day that I went to the Poison and Def Leppard concert, or I posted the mini clothing haul, that day I also found that I could wear a 2-piece high-waist bikini, and I posted that picture. I was still really happy with that. I can't believe that. I've never tried to do that. Times that I lost weight before, I probably could have fit into a 2-piece, but I just always felt like, oh, I wouldn't look good in one, or I don't know, just kind of insecure. So I was glad that I decided to kind of come out of my shell a little bit and try it, because that was also one of my goals, was to be able to wear my, wear a 2-piece swimsuit, or that white swimsuit that I have, which I did try the white swimsuit on, and it's a little bit tight still. So I think I have to lose another maybe 20 pounds to be able to fit it, and for it to look good. But that's one good thing. Also, I noticed whenever I sit down and my legs are completely together, I can see a little thigh gap. So that's good. I will take that for an MSB. And hair loss. I know that I showed you whenever I did my pre-opper to post-opper video on different things that you can do for your hair. I still do those things. And like I told you in those videos before, I mean, I might do all of that and still lose all my hair. I have gotten to the point where I'm starting to lose some hair. I notice it more so when I wash my hair. And it's usually after I get out of the shower and I try to brush through my hair to detangle, before I go to bed while it's still wet. That's when I lose most of it. But I noticed over the past couple of days, like I would say between yesterday and today, that brushing it dry, depending on what kind of brush I'm using, will also cause some of it to fall out. Like, let me see if I can still find it. Yeah, here you go. I'm sorry. This was the hair between yesterday and today of my brushing my hair with this vent brush. This is the kind of brush I normally use on my hair, since I have naturally curly hair and since it's so thick. But I was starting to notice this thing is kind of pulling some of my hair out. So I have a bunch of these at home. I didn't bring one with me because I didn't really think it would be much of a big deal. But yeah, I did. I went to Dollar General and I got one of these. They call them a paddle brush, wet brush, whatever. My kids use this kind of brush at home, so I have tons at home, and everything like that. So I noticed that if I'm using one of these, not much hair comes out of it. There's a little bit of hair in it, but it's not bad considering I brushed my hair like maybe 2 or 3 times today since I got it. I brush my hair a lot because of the fact that it's longer, and the natural curl, it gets tangled up pretty easily. So I brush it a lot because of that. So yeah, that's where I am with hair loss. I will say that it's definitely not, like my hairdresser said, she said it could just be summer shedding. Like, you shed your hair like whenever you're changing from winter to summer, just like animals do. I said, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, so you shed your hair, so that could just be your normal shedding. I said, yeah, but I think it's a little bit more than that, though. And she said that if it's a little bit more than that, it's probably from the surgery. She said, but I will say, you're not to the point where you're losing wads of your hair and there are no bald spots. So she said that she doesn't feel like that it's a really serious issue yet. Hopefully it never will be. One thing I can say is I have very thick hair, and so all the hair that's coming out is coming out of the back of my head, not the front, and anything like that. So it's coming back there. So it's not as noticeable. But you know, a lot of people who have had this surgery go through some type of hair loss. I haven't yet seen a video where a person said they did not ever have hair loss from after they had the VSG or gastric bypass. So what I'm concluding is, what I heard in a couple of videos is that it's a hormonal thing, because your body goes through all these hormonal changes whenever you lose such a drastic amount of weight in such a short period of time. And I'm about 4.5 months out now, so I'm within the range that they say hair loss normally happens. It happens between 3 to 6 months, and so I'm there. So I guess I'm not surprised, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it would have been nice to not have to go through that, but you know, it is what it is. Like, the hair will come back, you know, but if I were to have decided not to have the surgery and continue like I was going, I can't get my life back. So if I had to choose between having hair or having the surgery to have a healthier life and be at a healthier weight, I would pick the surgery and have a healthier weight. Like, I would not do it any other way. If I had to have the surgery again tomorrow, I would do it gladly. I don't have any regrets at all. What I would regret more is not having it. And what I do regret more is how long I waited to have it. You know, because over the last 2 or 3 years, I said, well, let me try this one diet. Let me do this first. Let me see if this will work first. You know, I was trying to give myself a chance to see if anything else would work. Because 2011, I had strongly considered the weight loss surgery, but at the time I wasn't heavy enough. Like, my BMI wasn't heavy. My BMI was not high enough for me to qualify for surgery. So, and then I was like right around 200 pounds. So I was like, okay. So I ended up losing a lot of weight, but then regaining it. And I will say that since that year was also the year I decided to quit smoking. And quitting smoking changes it does something to you. It changes your whole metabolism. It changes your whole metabolic system when you quit. When you do smoke, it becomes like a appetite suppressant, and everything like that. So, when you're smoking, sometimes it can be easier for you to lose weight. Of course, that's not healthy. I'm not saying anybody should go out and smoke, but that's why it made it easier for me back then to lose weight. Was because I was a smoker. And as soon as I quit smoking, I noticed how difficult it was, how much more difficult that it was to actually lose the weight. And I would get on a program and lose maybe 10 to 20 pounds, and I wouldn't be able to lose any more. So, like I said, you know, I more regret and not having it done sooner than I do any of the side effects that comes with actually having it. I wanted to mention GERD only because before I had the surgery, I had more problems with GERD than I do now. Even on days where I forget to take my acid reducer, I still don't have a problem. It's really strange because, like, before my surgery, if I tried to go without my acid reducer, I would be miserable. There's been maybe 2 or 3 times since my surgery that I had any indigestion issues, and I will say that it was considerably worse when I had it. But I was able to get rid of it pretty easily. Whereas before my surgery, it would have been a little bit harder for me to actually get it to go away. It's just weird because a lot of people say their GERD is a lot worse after surgery. And I don't know, maybe later that might be true for me, but for right now, we don't have much of a problem with it. But yeah, so for month 4, those are the things that I just wanted to mention that I kind of noticed about myself. Over the last couple of weeks, I know I told you that I was going to come in here to do an update and that I was going to do my Diary of a Fat Girl Part 2 and everything like that. Diary of a Fat Girl Part 2 is coming. I promise. Like, it will come. If I don't film it while I'm still out of town, I'll do it as soon as I get home. It's, there's been a lot of stuff going on at home, and some of it I just can't talk about on YouTube. We were being exterminated, so we had to pack up a lot of our things and clean up and a lot of stuff. So that situation wasn't good. It's just been extremely stressful. It's just been very, very, very busy, and I just haven't had time to come and sit down and actually film a whole video like that, or to sit down and do one of these updates. I've just been so upset and just so under so much stress and just so busy that I just haven't really thought about coming in here and doing anything. I mean, life right now just has sucked. So I'm actually happy, even though I'm away kind of on business, I'm actually kind of happy that I'm away from home, because I just feel like that I need to have some time to get away from all the bullshit at home right now. I'm with my mom, I'm staying with my mom, and so, I kind of like here for business. I like to come here because not only do I get to work with my producers when I'm here, it also gives me a chance to visit with my mom, and hang out and catch up and stuff like that when we see each other. I come here, last year I came here twice. The year before that, I only came here once. This year, I'm probably only going to be here once. This is probably going to be the last time that I'm going to be here this year. I'm going to Chicago in August. So an early shout out to all of the VSGers that watch my channel that live in Chicago. In a later video, I will give you the information and the dates and everything like that. If you live in Chicago, you might want to do a meetup or come see me perform, or something like that. So I'll give you that information as soon as I know more. And so yeah, that's about all that I have right now. Just keep me in your thoughts and prayers, because I hope and I pray that by the time I get home, I haven't gained like 10 or 20 pounds. I don't think I'm doing too bad, but it's always a worry, and everything like that. because I know that before my surgery, when I would be out of town, I would easily put 10 pounds on. So I'm hoping that this time things will be different. I'm pretty sure it will be different because my choices in food, I feel like, have been a lot better than they otherwise would have been. So I'm just hoping for the best. I think what I'm going to do when I get back home is I'm probably going to take some probiotics for a while, and I'm probably just going to take a few days to eat light and everything like that, and you know, just kind of take it easy and kind of take a few days to stay away from all of the heavy foods. You know, not quite a whole day of liquids, but just a couple of days where I eat stuff like yogurt and pudding and you know, stuff like that, things that are going to be a lot lighter in my system, and not so heavy, and then just kind of try to take it easy for a few days, you know, so we'll see. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope that you enjoy your weekend, and to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. I wanted to thank all of the new subscribers and also to the older subscribers for your support. It means a lot to me to be getting your support. I love that we can all be here together and help each other out and cheer each other on and things like that. I think that's so important. So if you're new, welcome, and also if this is your first time watching my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So until next time, peace. Hey guys, so I wanted to come in here real quick and show you some of the things that I brought with me and that I've bought while I'm here on my out-of-town trip. Came here to Arkansas to work with my producers for some music videos and some songs we were working on. I mentioned in previous videos that I was supposed to make this trip, so if you are new to this channel, I'll just re-mention that I'm a music artist and I came here to do some work on my music, you know, music videos and whatnot. So anyway, what I brought with me, I brought some of this alpha amino. This stuff is sugar-free. It's really good. It's actually better tasting than Powerade Zero, and it's a good source of electrolytes as well. And then I brought some GenPro, and I brought some of this fiber. It's the Walmart brand version of the Benefiber. This is the best fiber supplement that I've found that works best for me. I've tried some other things that people suggested and just didn't get the same results, but you know, everybody's different. And before I forget, I wanted to mention that 1 tablespoon of the GenPro is supposed to equivalent to 30 grams of protein, and it is medical grade protein. I brought some peanuts, and I bought some cashews. I brought some of those protein cookies. This one is Snickerdoodle, and then this one is that macadamia nut. I don't know. I kind of like them both, but I would say out of both of these flavors, this one is my favorite. Then let's see. With me, I did bring some pretzels. I know they're not really that good, but they're not that good because they have a ton of sodium. If you only get to eat like 3 or 4 pieces just to get a little bit of crunch, it's not going to hurt, you know, anything. Let me see. I brought a bunch of Quest bars. I just got a bunch of different flavors. And somewhere I had some pure protein. brought a bunch of Pure Protein. Oh, they're there. I'm sorry, I'm kind of disorganized. This is Atkins and Pure Protein, just a bunch of them. Because I'm going to be here for a couple of weeks. Whatever I don't eat, I'll just take back home. Get some of these pork rinds. And I bought these jalapeno beef jerky. And this is just leftover what I had on the bus with me. This is like a mixture of almonds, sunflower seeds, pretzels, peanuts, and there was a couple of dried cranberries in here too. I don't think they're in there anymore. I think I already ate them, but that's what that is. This is a little bit of a cookie leftover that I haven't eaten yet, and this is some beef jerky. There's still a little bit of it in there, and then there's the stats on the back of that. So I think that's just about everything.